Virginia Tech basketball has not been the same since Buzz Williams took the program over. Entering his third season, there is a buzz about Virginia Tech basketball that we have not seen in a very long time. And that is because this year's Virginia Tech basketball team is going to be by far the best team that has been on the court for the Hokies since current students at Virginia Tech were born, even beyond that. This is going to be the best Virginia Tech basketball team in over 25 years. And in the ACC preseason poll, Virginia Tech was criminally underrated, ranked 10th. That's right, 10th, coming off of a 20-win season in which the Hokies beat two top 10 ACC teams with UVA and Miami. And really, it's just it's a simple case of Virginia Tech being underrated because of their name. They've traditionally not been good, but times are changing, okay? The Virginia Tech Hokies are going to finish as ACC runners-up. You've heard it here first. Of course, the ACC and the national championship are Dukes to lose. I get that. Their team is absolutely loaded. But once you look past Duke, there is no team in the ACC that has the combination of experience, talent, and time spent on the court together that the Virginia Tech Hokies have. Their only loss from last season was Jalen Hudson. Yes, he was a good player. But what does it say about a program when a player leaves Virginia Tech and goes to Florida in hopes of more playing time? It says a lot about the depth, okay? Looking at this roster, okay, the wonderful talent that Buzz Williams has brought in. The heart and soul of this team is Zach LeDay. Yes, he is undersized, but man, he pulls in the boards like no other. He is unbelievably tough. I mean, he averaged 7.9 rebounds a game last season, a double-double machine. The toughest guy you'll see on the basketball court. You know, certainly nobody wants to mess with. He has the resting junkyard dog face, and he will fight and dive for any loose ball. A great scorer, you know, Virginia Tech's leading returning scorer at 15.5 points a game. And, you know, he's just going to have another really big year. You have got to take Zach LeDay seriously, even though he might not pass the airport test, all right? He is going to be the heartbeat of the squad, but the X factor this year, the guy who could really turn heads and put the Hokies over the top and back into the NCAA tournament, is Justin Bibbs. Bibbs is an outstanding three-point shooter, one of the best in the country. We're talking about a guy who averaged over 45% from the three-point stripe last season, and he did it even while experiencing a serious midseason slump. So this is a guy who can make it rain trays. If he can get to the hoop like the likes of Seth Allen or Justin Robinson, he will be truly unstoppable. He's been part of the USA Youth Basketball setup, you know, is a great athlete and has sky-high potential. All right, Justin Bibbs, he has to prove that he can get it done in the big games. You know, he kind of went missing at times against Miami. You know, had only 13 points in 2 games there, and you know, had 4 in the loss to UVA. But man, when he makes it rain, it pours, and he's going to be a nightmare matchup when you look at the way the Hokies are going to spread the floor. All right, now Justin Robinson should be ready for an every game starter role after really steadily improving as a freshman. You know, he was always a quality ball handler and a playmaker. You know, he's a true defensive stalwart as well. You know, he scored in double figures of 7 of the last 9 regular season games. And so as a guy who can get to the rim, attack the basket, and facilitate for others, Justin Robinson is going to play a crucial factor as well. And of course, we have to talk plenty about Seth Allen, the Maryland transfer. All right, he is Mr. Clutch. He hit so many huge shots for the Hokies all throughout last season. A little bit of selfish play early on, but I'm sure Buzz Williams had the chat with him, sat him down, let him know what's what, and he just took off from there. He's embraced the team concept. He is a wonderful scorer, gets the basket, knocks down huge shots, and really just going to be the guy that can bail the Hokies out of difficult situations. So Looking back at the front court, though, yes, this is going to be a guard-oriented team, and guards win in March. But when you look at the front court, another guy who's going to have a breakout season is Chris Clark. All right, he is the best athlete on this team, a former top 100 recruit, one of the best recruits that's ever come into the Virginia Tech basketball program. He was hampered by a mid-season injury last year that he suffered during a home workout. But really, Clark is going to have his stats skyrocket. He averaged 6.3 points per game and 4.7 rebounds last season. I could easily see both of those numbers doubling as he builds his rhythm, stays healthy. He, like Zach LeDay, is going to be a double-double machine. So even if the Hokies are undersized height-wise, they're not going to suffer from any lack of rebounding, all right? Because they are so athletic, so tough, and they want it more. They just simply do. Incredibly tough players, incredibly talented as well. And so when you look at their frontline depth, the Hokies are also going to have depth on the front line that they're not used to. And so, when Buzz Williams first came into the program, it became very clear that this program's not for everyone, because not everyone can handle the intensity that Buzz Williams brings to the program. Guys who can, though, are Johnny Hamilton. He was used sparingly last season. But, massive body inside. If nothing else, 5 hard fouls he can give. Look for him to play an increased role this season. Of course, there's a big question mark hanging over the program in terms of will Terry Blackshear be healthy to play? He suffered a serious foot injury in the offseason. Not sure if this is going to be a redshirt year for him. But even if he's not good to go, as good as he is, there is talent behind him. Kadeem Sy, a long, rangy player who's very talented, I think will be ready to play ACC ball. The same can be said for Ty Outlaw, who had to redshirt last year for medical reasons. These are tall, long, big-time players who are going to log a lot of minutes and meaningful minutes as well. So, like I said, this is a backcourt-heavy team. The front court is going to have a whole lot to offer as well. I mean, Buzz Williams has completely changed this Virginia Tech basketball program. Had the Hokies not suffered those early season losses last year to the likes of Alabama A&M and Northwestern, they would have been firmly in the NCAA tournament picture, and there is no doubt whatsoever that the Hokies are going to the dance this year. They have a great chance at making the Sweet 16, and don't even count them out of making the Final Four. I mean, this is a team with no huge glaring weaknesses. Buzz Williams has stockpiled talent like never before. Seth Greenberg could never dream of having this kind of talent with the Virginia Tech basketball program. And it's so refreshing to see a coach who has effective offensive set plays to catalyze the offense. Buzz Williams is not a roll the ball out and play type of coach like Seth Greenberg was. Buzz Williams gets it done. He made the tournament in all but one of his seasons at Marquette. Year after year, he has success. And as long as he is at Virginia Tech, the Hokies will be contenders in the ACC. This is a hard reality for some people to accept because Virginia Tech has traditionally been a doormat. All right, the Hokies have not made the tournament since 2007, but that drought comes to an end. The Hokies are going to surprise a lot of people. People might call me crazy for saying, hey, what about UNC? They made the national championship last year. Well, guess what? UNC is without Marcus Page and Bryce Williams, by far the 2 best players on that team. There's going to be a hangover effect when you lose the national championship at the buzzer. Meanwhile, the Hokies know they should have made the tournament last season had they gotten their act together earlier in the year. But they're going to gel and they're going to mesh right away from day one. This is going to be an incredibly exciting team to watch. Tickets are going to be extremely difficult to get by the time they reach conference play. So the Hokies don't have necessarily the most difficult non-conference schedule. It does include games against Michigan and Ole Miss, but it doesn't really matter because that resume is going to be so strong from all of the wins that the Hokies are going to pick up in ACC play. So I'm calling it now. I'm calling it first. Virginia Tech is going to finish up as runner-ups in the ACC, and they're going to be back in the NCAA tournament. They're going to be dancing, and they're going to be grooving in March, baby.